Okay, this is a demo for a practice drawing of an object that you're looking at on your table. You guys can't see it from down below, but maybe if I hold it up like this, you can see, well, it's hard for you guys to see the shadow that I can see. So I can see a cast shadow on the white paper. You guys are probably going to have a hard time seeing it in the camera, but I'm drawing this apple and I'm going to push it away out of the camera so that I have a view of it that's not like looking straight on top of it. Okay. So I'm going to turn the apple is right there out of camera view. You're going to be drawing on practice paper today. It's gray paper. It's like a brownish gray paper. This is called bogus paper. Um, so this is not exactly the paper you're going to be using for your final. It's less expensive type of gray paper. You guys are going to get a different kind of eraser today, a kneaded eraser. There's two different brands, but they're both the same. So they're all brand new. So you'll have to open a new package. There's a little piece of paper there. So this is called a kneaded eraser because you knead it like dough. Okay, it's like kneading it like dough. Not knead N-E-E-D, but K-N-E-A-D. Okay, so this is how you clean it. Once it's got charcoal dust in it, you're going to clean it by pulling it apart like this and putting it back together. Okay, so this is going to be your eraser. You can also use other types of erasers. The pink eraser is still available, and the little white eraser is still going to be available as well. Okay, so but you'll just add the kneaded eraser to your toolbox. Okay, so we're going to use up the old blending stumps from our last project before we open up new ones for the practice. So when we get to our final still life project, we'll break out some new blending stumps so we can start fresh for the project. But while you're still practicing, just use the old blending stumps that are there. You're going to need a white charcoal pencil, a black charcoal pencil, stick of compressed charcoal that's square like that, and then a stick of vine charcoal, which is smaller and round. Okay. All right. So what you're going to do, you don't need to start with pencil first. Okay. What I like to do is start with vine charcoal. Okay. Don't start with the charcoal pencil. Start with vine charcoal because it's really light and it rubs away and erases away easily if you mess up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing the apple from the view that I see it. And I'm just starting with the contour. Okay, so this is the contour of the apple that I can see from the view that I'm looking at it. And then I'm also going to put in there another little line for the cast shadow. I see a cast shadow going behind the apple like that. And then there's also a little bit of a shadow from the stem right there, like that. Okay, so now I've got the contour of the apple as well as the outline for where my cast shadow goes. Okay, and you can see, I'm just going to demonstrate, see how easily that wipes away, right? I'm just using my finger, and that vine charcoal wipes away so easily. It also, if you mess up, erases away so much more easily than the compressed charcoal or the charcoal pencil, because it is actually compressed charcoal that is inside the pencil. Okay, so remember, the round one that's lighter weight is the one you're going to be sketching with for your initial sketch. Instead of using a pencil for your initial sketch, you're using the vine charcoal, the round one. Okay, all right, so then once you've got your initial sketch of your contour, then you're going to go in and you can start adding highlights and shadows. Remember the white, I'm just going to put a little indication of where my highlights are first, even though I'm not going to really put them in exactly, just to remind myself that that's where my brightest spots are, here and here. And so that when I'm shading in darker areas, I'm not going to put any darkness there and there because that's where my brightest highlights are. You can start shading your dark areas first. You could start shading your lighter gray areas first. So what I'm going to do is use the Vine charcoal and just start adding in any areas where I see like the lines that go for these bumps of the apple up here. Okay, and then I can come in with my blending stump and start blending those away. And remember, the gray of the paper is one of the values of the drawing. So the gray paper is like a mid-tone here, because this is a medium gray. Our final paper that we're going to be working on is going to be a light gray, so it's not going to be a mid-tone, but for this one, it is a mid-tone. Okay, so I've got a little bit of some light gray shading in there. Then I'm going to come in with my charcoal pencil, and I'm going to start some really dark values. So cast shadows are always going to be super, super dark right at the edge of the object. So I'm getting it extra dark right next to the edge of the apple where it casts a shadow down onto the table. I've got the white paper here to really be able to see the cast shadow easily. So see how the darkness of the cast shadow right underneath the apple is way darker than the apple itself. So that's, you need to pay attention to how dark the cast shadow is compared to the object itself. And then the cast shadow does get lighter as it comes out. It's still dark, but it does get a little bit lighter as it comes out from the object. And then I can use my blending stump. Remember, our hands are going to get messy. There's a lot of dust from charcoal, and you can blow the dust away as needed. And then at the end of class, I'll build in some time for washing hands. Don't worry that your hands are getting messy while you're doing this, and just wait till the end of class to wash your hands. Okay, I see some reflected light on the apple over here. So I'm going to finish blending in that cast shadow. This is the shadow that's on the table. And then it kind of gets lighter at the edge and fades out like that. But it's extra dark down here. Okay, I see some reflected light right here. So I'm going to take the kneaded eraser and I'm going to make a like skinny little part right here. See how I pressed it? And then I can use that skinny part to wipe away the Vine charcoal to create that reflected light. There's reflected light on the apple right here. Okay, so see how you can shape the kneaded eraser how you want it. I kind of shaped it into like a line like that, and then was able to erase a line. You can also shape the kneaded eraser into a point if you need to erase a point. Okay, so if I needed to, I don't necessarily need it, but if I needed to erase a little dot, look at that, right? So this is a great tool. You're drawing with the eraser, and you can shape this into different shapes that you need. Okay, I don't need that dot, it's just demonstrating. Okay, so then I'm just going to keep on shading. You can shade with both the pencil, the compressed charcoal, the Vine charcoal. Keep using your blending stump as needed. If you get too dark in any area, just go in with your eraser. You can kind of dot away some of the charcoal dust. You can rub away the charcoal however you need to, okay? All right, so I don't want to spend too long on the demonstration because I want you guys to have plenty of time to be able to do a fully developed charcoal drawing of the object on your table. So you have the rest of the period now to complete your drawing. Yours is going to be more developed than this, more highlights, more shadows. I'm just stopping here so that you guys will have time to do yours. Okay?